It might sound like a joke, but this banana is a very real way locals describe London today. If you trace it on a map, it forms a curving strip that starts in the west around Kensington and Westminster, sweeps through the cultural and nightlife hubs of Soho and Covent Garden, runs across the financial powerhouse of the city, and finally bends eastward toward Canary Wharf. When you look at it from above, the shape is unmistakably a banana. What's strange is how much this invisible curve seems to define the city. Inside the banana, you'll find almost everything that makes London famous. Its grand museums, buzzing theatres, Michelin-star restaurants, lively pubs, historic landmarks, and the jobs that power its economy. Tourists and professionals alike rarely step outside this zone because they don't really need to. Life here feels energetic, polished, and safe. But outside the banana, it's another world. Entire districts that lie beyond its curve are marked by neglect, underfunded services, and higher crime. Many locals openly advise visitors to avoid venturing too far past the banana, warning that the city's energy and glamour quickly fade. The real mystery? Nobody can quite explain why this divide exists. Some say it's the result of centuries of economic centralization. Others blame uneven development, gentrification, or political neglect. Whatever the reason, the contrast is so sharp that people now talk about the banana as if it's an unspoken rule of survival in London. So if you ever find yourself in the UK's capital, remember this. Stick to the banana and you'll see the London of postcards. Step outside it and you might discover a very different city altogether. So that's the strange story of the London banana, an invisible curve that seems to decide where London shines and where it starts to fall apart. But London isn't alone. Cities around the world are full of baffling mysteries, hidden zones, and strange urban phenomena that nobody fully understands. Let's take a look at a few more. China's ghost cities, empty metropolises. If London has its banana, then China has something even stranger, entire cities, with no people. Across the country, massive urban centres have risen from the ground in record time, gleaming skyscrapers, luxury malls, wide highways, even public parks and cultural centres. On paper, they're designed to house millions. But when you walk through them, something feels eerie. The streets are empty, apartment blocks sit half-occupied, and neon-lit malls echo with silence. These are China's ghost cities. Ordos, Kangbashi, Tianducheng, names that were supposed to become symbols of progress, but instead became symbols of absence. Some visitors describe the experience as walking through a film set, a city built for people who never arrived. Why would anyone build an entire metropolis with no one living in it? That's the mystery. Some experts argue they're simply speculative investments, huge real estate projects waiting for buyers who may never come. Others claim it's part of a long-term government strategy, building infrastructure first and letting population growth catch up later. And of course, there are those who whisper about hidden agendas, that these empty cities are backup settlements or training grounds or something the public isn't meant to fully understand. What's undeniable is that these ghost cities exist, modern, complete, yet hauntingly hollow. And they leave behind one unsettling question. Who are these cities really for? The skyscraper race of Dubai, towers without stories. Dubai has become a global symbol of ambition, where steel and glass race skyward at breakneck speed. The Burj Khalifa pierces the clouds, man-made islands reshape the coastline, and entire districts spring up almost overnight. To the outside world, it looks like a futuristic city built on limitless wealth. But beneath the glittering surface lies something stranger. Not every tower has a story to tell, because not every tower is truly alive. Walk through certain parts of Dubai, and you'll find skyscrapers with darkened windows, half-empty luxury apartments, deserted malls, and ambitious projects that simply vanished. Residents whisper about these ghost towers, monuments to money that dried up, or visions that were abandoned before completion. Some buildings stand ready, but no one ever moved in. Others remain as skeletal frames, reminders of a construction boom that outran reality. Why does Dubai keep building so fast, even when not everything gets used? Some argue it's pure speculation, driven by real estate markets and global investment. Others claim it's all about image, an endless race to prove Dubai can outshine every other city on earth. And then there are those who see something more unsettling, an urban landscape of unfinished dreams, where some structures were never meant to be lived in at all. Dubai's skyline is breathtaking, but it hides a quiet riddle. Among the shining towers are shadows, projects erased from memory, towers that no one claims, and buildings that stand tall but strangely hollow. The question is, are these just the side effects of ambition, or is there something about Dubai's skyline that the world isn't supposed to understand? The empty Olympic cities, gold medals to ghost towns. Every 4 years, the Olympics promise glory. Cities pour billions into futuristic stadiums, athletes' villages, gleaming arenas, and world-class infrastructure, all built to showcase the greatest show on earth. For a brief moment, the world's eyes turn to one city, and it shines brighter than ever. But when the games end, something eerie happens. Many Olympic sites fall silent. The roar of the crowd fades, and the once proud arenas become overgrown ruins, gathering dust and decay. From Athens to Rio, and even parts of Beijing, entire Olympic complexes now stand abandoned, looking more like ghost towns than monuments of victory. Why does this happen? Some blame mismanagement. These colossal structures were never designed for long-term use. Others point to politics and economics. It's easier to build for the cameras than to sustain the facilities afterward. And then there's the darker question. Do the Olympics leave behind more scars than legacies? What's undeniable is the haunting transformation. Stadiums that once held thousands now sit empty. Pools are filled with algae instead of athletes, and entire Olympic villages feel like relics of a vanished civilization. These places were built for glory, but they now stand as monuments to waste, ambition, and the fleeting nature of spectacle. The Olympics are supposed to unite the world, but in their shadows, they leave behind entire ghost cities. And it makes you wonder, when the crowds are gone, who are these colossal structures really built for? The Moscow Ring Mystery, circles without end. Look at a map of Moscow, and one thing jumps out instantly: circles. The city is wrapped in concentric ring roads, each one larger than the last, spreading outward with uncanny precision. To most, they're just highways, solutions to Moscow's infamous traffic. But to others, the rings hold a deeper, stranger meaning. Some historians point out that the pattern mirrors ancient fortifications, walls once built to defend the heart of the city, growing larger as Moscow expanded. But conspiracy theorists go further. They see the rings as cosmic symbols, designed intentionally to reflect celestial patterns, sacred geometry, or even hidden power structures encoded into the very layout of the city. It's this eerie symmetry that makes people wonder, is Moscow's shape just a coincidence of urban planning, or does it carry secrets we're not supposed to see? After all, few cities in the world display this kind of layered perfection, rings within rings, like ripples in water, or like something much older, carved into the land long before modern roads. What began as simple infrastructure may, in fact, be something much stranger, a hidden design that continues to shape Moscow in ways we still don't fully understand. New York's billionaire row shadows, the twilight zone of Manhattan. Along 57th Street in Manhattan, a new kind of skyline has risen, ultra-thin, ultra-tall skyscrapers built for billionaires. These towers pierce the sky, some reaching over 1,000 feet, yet their strangeness isn't just in their design, it's in their shadows. At certain hours of the day, these needle-like towers cast mile-long shadows that stretch across Central Park, plunging huge sections into an unnatural twilight. Joggers, families, and tourists suddenly find themselves in eerie shade, sometimes for blocks at a time, while the rest of the city basks in sunlight. To some, it feels like an architectural accident, an unintended side effect of chasing luxury and height. But others see something more deliberate, even unsettling, a physical reminder of wealth literally overshadowing public space. The towers are often half empty, owned by the ultra-rich who rarely live there, yet their presence reshapes life for millions below. Is it just bad planning? or a symbol of how modern cities bend under the weight of extreme wealth? Whatever the answer, the shadows of Billionaires' Row have created one of the strangest urban phenomena in New York, a twilight zone hiding in plain sight. Ordos, Inner Mongolia, the empty desert metropolis. Deep in the deserts of Inner Mongolia lies Ordos, a city built for nearly 1 million people, but eerily quiet. Towering apartment blocks line wide boulevards, grand plazas stand polished and ready, and highways stretch endlessly into the horizon. On paper, Ordos should be a bustling urban hub. In reality, it feels more like a stage set for a play where the actors never showed up. Some call it the world's most famous ghost city. Built during China's construction boom, Ordos was supposed to showcase wealth from coal and natural resources. Instead, many of its apartments remain unsold, its streets half empty, and its vast public squares echo with silence. But the mystery lingers. Is Ordos a failure, or a city simply waiting for its time? Some believe it's just speculation gone wrong, an overreach of developers betting on a population that never arrived. Others suggest it's part of a longer game, that one day migration and economic shifts could bring Ordos to life overnight. For now, it remains one of the strangest places on Earth, a complete metropolis, gleaming under the desert sun, but almost entirely without people. The Nevada Target City, a bullseye in the desert. Far out in the barren deserts of Nevada, satellite images reveal something strange, a massive bullseye carved into the earth. Perfect circles, crisp lines, like a target waiting to be hit, yet you can only see it from above. Some believe it was part of Cold War-era military testing, a marker for bombers or satellites locked in on desert coordinates. Others suggest it was designed as a navigation tool, a way for early pilots to orient themselves across the vast, featureless landscape. But the strange thing is, there's little official explanation. No one really knows why it's there, who built it, or what it was truly meant for. To this day, the Nevada Target sits in the desert sun, a giant geometric riddle etched into the earth. Was it a weapon test site, a navigational beacon, or something far more secret? The Green Zone of Baghdad, a city within a city. In the very heart of Baghdad lies something unusual, a city hidden inside another city. Known as the Green Zone, this walled-off district spans nearly 10 square kilometers, surrounded by concrete barriers, checkpoints, and armed guards. Inside the walls, life feels almost normal. Modern offices, foreign embassies, luxury homes, even restaurants that seem far removed from the chaos outside. But just beyond the checkpoints lies a different world, streets marked by conflict, poverty, and daily struggle. It's a divide that was never meant to be permanent, yet decades later it remains. Some call it a necessary fortress of safety. Others say it's a symbol of deep separation, an invisible line where two Baghdads exist side by side but never touch. The Green Zone isn't just a district, it's a reminder that sometimes cities can split in ways that maps don't show, creating parallel worlds only a few steps apart. The invisible city layers of Seoul, a secret world beneath the streets. Beneath the bustling streets of Seoul lies a city most people will never see. Beyond the familiar subways and underground shopping malls, there are multiple hidden layers, emergency shelters, service tunnels, and passages that are only partially mapped. Locals whisper about hidden streets, corridors that don't appear on public maps, and access points that seem to vanish without a trace. Some say these tunnels were built during times of conflict or as secret infrastructure projects. Others believe they serve as emergency evacuation routes or secure government passages. What makes Seoul's underground so fascinating is its scale and secrecy. From above, the city looks ordinary, a high-tech metropolis of neon lights and crowded streets. But below, a parallel world exists, a labyrinth of concrete, steel, and shadow stretching for miles, much of it unexplored or off-limits. It's a city you can't see, but one that quietly shapes the real city above it. In Seoul, the surface may be vibrant and modern, but the underground whispers a story of secrets, planning, and layers of urban life hidden from the public eye. Singapore's underground roads, hidden highways beneath the city. Singapore is famous for its efficiency, but some of its most remarkable infrastructure remains almost invisible. Beneath the city's gleaming skyline lies a network of underground expressways and tunnels stretching for miles. Designed to keep traffic flowing and protect the city from congestion, these subterranean arteries are engineering marvels. Yet not all of them are fully used. Some tunnels sit largely empty, their purpose unclear to the casual observer. From above, you might catch glimpses in aerial maps or official blueprints, but most of the city's residents never see them. Why build entire stretches of road that few ever drive on? Some say they were built for future expansion, others for emergency evacuation or military purposes. A few even whisper about secret transport routes reserved for high-ranking officials or hidden city functions. Whatever the truth, Singapore's underground roads are a reminder that modern cities often hide entire layers of life and activity below our feet, complex networks invisible to most, yet quietly shaping how the city moves. That's all for today. From hidden curves in London to secret underground worlds in Seoul and Singapore, the modern world is full of urban mysteries waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed exploring these strange and fascinating cities, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you won't miss our next dive into the world's most puzzling and intriguing phenomena.